Welcome back to the Alpha Omega Biz Dev Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. John Lee with Alpha Omega Consulting. And on today's episode, we're going to talk about the debate of Facebook ads versus Google ads and really finding your ideal patient. And this applies not only to chiropractors, which is the niche that I coach and for business consulting, but also this topic is going to apply to small businesses and even big businesses that run Google and or Facebook ads. So let's get into it. So the question that I get on a very regular basis for my coaching clients is, should I run Facebook ads? Should I run Google ads? Should I run both? When should I run them? Who should I go with, right? Should I do it myself? So you really have to first talk about and resolve the question or understand what is the mindset of your ideal client out there or your prospective new patient if you're a chiropractor or doctor. So the mindset of that person, they're out there in your community. Are they looking for you, right? Are they looking for you and your service? Are they looking for a solution to their problem? Or are you marketing in a way to let them be aware of you? And maybe they weren't even really actively looking for a solution or you, right? So it's the whole concept of intention versus interruption, right? So you got to think, if a regular person is out there and they're in pain and they need a chiropractor, so they've got some spine issues, neck pain, back pain, pinched nerves, chiropractic related problems that chiropractors usually help with, then they have the intention of seeking a solution and they want to find a good chiropractor. So what do? What do you do when you look for services? You go on the internet or you go on your mobile phone and you start searching. And we typically go on Google because Google is the most widely used, most powerful search engine in the world. And so we go on Google and we start searching things like best so-and-so near me, right? So it could be, not even talk about chiropractic, but it could be best plumber near me or best plumber and then your city name and state. So it could be, for me, it could be best plumber, Irvine, California, right? Or it could be top. So you're looking for braces for your kids. Top orthodontists near me. Okay. So prospective new clients out there that are looking for solutions, like they're struggling, they need a solution and they want to feel good again and feel comfortable and get out of pain or problems. They're searching best chiropractors near me, or top rated chiropractors near me, or best chiropractor, Irvine, California, or your town and state. Okay, so that means that person is actively searching for a solution. And then if they come across, obviously there's organic search engine optimization, SEO rankings, okay, which are the rankings that are not associated with ads. But then there's also the top or sidebar sponsored listings, which are the Google ads, formerly known as Google AdWords back in the day. If they click on that, okay, usually it'll have some type of headline on the Google ad. Like say you're looking for sciatica relief. You're having a sciatica pain if you're the patient. And you see on the sidebar, effective sciatica treatment. Okay, appointments available. So you click on that. That would then hopefully go to the condition specific to that keyword search on the person's website, your website, to your sciatica page. Now that person sees a nicely well-written page, gets the information that they want, maybe some FAQs on there, and they feel convinced. Okay. They also maybe double check to see you've got enough or good Google reviews. They also might cross-reference with Yelp, if Yelp is a thing that's widely used in your town or your part of the world. And then they'll choose to make an appointment, whether you have online new patient scheduling or they pick up the phone to schedule a new patient appointment. So this person had the intention of finding a solution, and they just are looking for a good website, a good listing, good reviews, and now they feel comfortable making that first face-to-face appointment. This is different, and this is basically how Google Ads works, pretty much, right? Because the majority of nowadays marketing agencies that put these together is they have the Google Ads link to specific pages of your website that gives the user a good user experience and the information that they were looking for. It's relevant. Sometimes it'll go to a landing page, but for the most part, I found that most agencies will have it go to a relevant portion of content to your website, on your website. So this is vastly different from the mindset of somebody on Facebook or social media, whether it's Instagram, Facebook. Instagram are obviously the same company from Meta. But say someone is on their mobile phone or their computer device and they're on Facebook. And what is Facebook really? It's mostly a form of social connection with friends. It's entertainment, and it's just mostly entertainment for most people. And what will happen is your ad, if you're running Facebook ads, it will be in their news feed. It'll come across, and now they see, oh, what's that? Maybe they were looking for a chiropractor. Maybe they were in a lot of pain, or maybe they were. And now they see a nice ad, a good offer. Typically, there's a lower fee to come in for the first visit. And now they're being interrupted in their newsfeed of entertainment. And now they're being kind of drawn in, almost like the fishing bait at the end of a line and hook. And you're pulling them in with an irresistible offer. Okay. And, a lot of these agencies do use, again, low dollar amount to get the patients interested, and they usually encourage you to throw in some treatment the first visit, and it is irresistible for a lot of people in the community. And so they'll take you up on this offer to kind of check out to see what this is all about. Now, because this person did not have the intention, or they weren't fully motivated to find a chiropractor, now some of them are actually really serious looking for a chiropractor, and some of them are actually just coming in to see what this is all about. Okay, so very, very different mindset. Okay. There's also the topic of long-term versus short-term gain with Facebook and Google Ads. You can look at Google Ads as the long game. Okay. Typically, if you have Google Ads, they do need to be modified every once in a while, but for the most part, they work, and they'll keep working for months and years and years. Okay, as long as the ads are still relevant to the conditions being sought out in your community. And that goes very well with your Google SEO. Now, Facebook ads is typically, in most cases, in my experience, not all, but the vast majority of Facebook marketing agencies, their solution is usually a short-term solution. And I've seen some where it only lasts for maybe 3 months, the ads. Some last 6 months. The best companies typically last about 9 to 12 months in my experience. And those are the companies that really just are very good at changing the ads and the ad creatives, or the images and videos being put out to the community. So there is no what we call ad fatigue that happens in community, because if those ads are not changed, then the people in your town keep seeing the same ads over and over and over, and eventually they start ignoring the ad. So you have to change up the ad images and videos that are being put out and that are coming across people's eyeballs. So again, the best companies typically have close to a year longevity, and sometimes you do need to pause it, give it a little bit of a break, and come back to it. And that's what we've done with our Facebook ad strategy. So if you are looking for a quick burst, usually Facebook ads will do it, because usually if they do work well and they're set up properly, you'll have a pretty good influx of new patients for the first 1, 2, 3 months at least. And so when I have chiropractic clients that are really low on their new patient numbers and they need something quick, I do recommend Facebook ads. Now, there are typically fees with marketing agency costs for their service, which they deserve. They're doing all the setup and monitoring of your ads. So there's a higher cost. And then you also have to think about the ad spend. So at the time of this episode, typically, in today's day and age, you're looking at about $1,000 to $1,500 a month to the marketing ad agency to run your Facebook ads. And then they're usually going to recommend something equal to that, $1,000 to $1,500 a month, that you have a budget to spend on the Facebook ads and stuff that goes straight to Facebook or Meta. So it can cost upwards of $3,000 a month. So it is an investment, but again, it can give you a quick short-term injection into your patients if you're really struggling with your new patient numbers. And then if you have Google Ads, which is your long-term game, okay, And a lot of times, if you have a good marketing company that already manages and hosts and edits your website, they'll usually also be able to run Google ads for an additional fee, which is usually not, really, really expensive. They usually are manageable, realistic fees that they'll add on to their other monthly website management and hosting fees. So if you have that set up, now you've got your long game in Google ads with your short-term approach of Facebook ads. Okay. Now there's also the debate of premium patients versus average patients. So that's how I've kind of coined it. You've got patients who come in with that intention of needing a chiropractor. I call those premium patients because they're basically looking for the right solution, and it's just up to you not to mess up this experience for them and get them the care that they need and get them to commit to some treatment with you, okay? And for there to be a fair exchange. Facebook ad patients, usually because a lot of them are coming in for that irresistible offer being presented on the ad on the newsfeed, they're what I call average new patient because there's a good portion of those, good percentage of those patients that are really kind of looking to test this out, and they almost need to be kind of won over and convinced that they need or should have chiropractic care. Okay, so the conversion percentage, and there's different terms for this, sign-on rate or close rate, but basically the percentage of patients that accept your treatment care recommendations. And in my coaching program, I do teach a corrective care treatment, typically 3 months long. With your premium patients coming off of Google ads, those are high percentage. Conversion, sign-on, close rate, however you want to term it. Typically 80 to 90% or higher of these patients will say, yes, I got to do it. I see my problem. You diagnosed it. I see a clear treatment plan. I'm okay with the cost. Let's go. Okay. The Facebook ad patients, from my experience and with a lot of my clients as well, typically 50 to 60% conversion rate. Okay. And again, because now you've got about half that are actually having the intent to find a good chiropractor and half kind of thinking, let me see what this is all about. Let me check it out. Okay. So it's pretty normal to have a lower close rate, sign-on rate with Facebook ads. And that's totally normal. Okay. Because this is, again, the interruption type of marketing. You're kind of interrupting them and getting their attention and luring them in with a great offer. Now, I believe there's a time and place for both. Okay. My practice for going on probably, 17 years since I started Google Ads, and this is when Google AdWords, this is what it was called. I actually ran them myself. It's when Google AdWords was in its infancy, and the whole platform was really easy to manage by any person. It was super basic, and so I ran them at first myself, and they worked. And then it has gotten so complex at this point that I wouldn't even dare touch it. I definitely just trust the experts to run this because there's so many different components to Google Ads now. I have run Google Ads consistently for about 17 years, and there's only maybe 1 or 2 months that I shut them off to test if this would affect our numbers, and it actually decreased our patients coming from Google by half. And so at that time when I tested, I think we were getting about 15 new patients a month from Google, and I wasn't sure, is it coming from Google SEO and natural organic rankings, or is it coming from Google Ads? Because that is the drawback, is a little bit harder to track exactly how many of these are actually coming from Google Ads versus if you have it go to a landing page like with Facebook ads. But nonetheless, I tested it, and I think that month we only had maybe 7 new patients. So about half it dropped to. So I've always kept Google Ads to some ad budget pretty much for 17 years. And I know that there is a direct correlation of how many new patients come in from Google when we have the ads on. Now we're doing about, overall internet, probably about 35 internet new patients, about half of those from Google, half of those from Yelp, to be honest, which is a whole other topic. But Google Ads are definitely needed to be on for us to get the number of new patients that we usually need or expect from Google. Okay, so there's a time and place for both of these, but I think Google Ads, for the most part, should probably always be on at some level of ad budget spend. And Facebook ads, we've run as needed. And so we haven't always run Facebook ads. Honestly, we've run them probably sparingly because of the lower close percentage or sign-on rate of Facebook ads. But when we have had lower numbers and our new patient numbers have dropped and we need that quick injection of new patients, we've reached out to our trusted Facebook ad company and just turn them back on. And typically it's as easy as them kind of turning it back on and reigniting some campaigns and putting the budget back onto it. And usually it'll work. It'll bring new patients in again for a while. And then when we feel like we're getting enough from Google ads and SEO, then we usually will pause or stop the Facebook ads. So hopefully that sheds some light on the debate that goes on in chiropractic and really small businesses and big businesses in general. Should I run Google ads or Facebook ads? Should I run both? My answer is you should run both, right? Google ads, in my opinion, have a higher value, but there definitely is a place for Facebook ads. I don't discredit or discount that we should run Facebook ads. You definitely should and can use those strategically to also enhance and round out your new patient numbers per month and hit your goals. Okay. And then the last question I'll bring up is, who should I go with? Who should I trust? Because yes, you can also do a Facebook ad yourself, but do you really have the time and energy to do that? If you do, that's awesome. If you're tech savvy and it's fun for you and doesn't bog you down, by all means do it. I think at one point, probably a good 7 years ago, I actually ran them myself. I created the whole landing page with different softwares and all that, and it was effective. I was able to actually duplicate what previous Facebook ad companies were doing. Would I do it again now? No, I'm too busy now, so I wouldn't. But to answer the question of who should I hire to do these, it's basically through referral recommendation. In today's day and age, you just got to ask your peers, your other chiropractic colleague peers, or whatever industry that you're in. Ask your peers who they use for Google ads, Facebook ads, who runs their website, and based on good references and recommendations, go with that company, right? You don't want to get stuck into long-term contracts. Like typically if it's 6 months to 12 months, I recommend steering away from that. Maybe a 3-month commitment at the most. And you want to just test it, right? You never know unless you actually pull the trigger and you trust these people to set up and run the campaigns for you. And if it runs and it produces, awesome. You made the right choice and keep it going as long as it keeps is productive. And if it doesn't work in 3 months, typically then that's not the right fit for you, and then you should search and move on to the next reputable company. Okay, so not all chiropractors or businesses are going to succeed with every single marketing agency, but that's just the nature of the business world. Okay, just like you probably, if you're a chiropractor, you probably don't help 100% of the new patients that come in. You probably have a high percentage, probably in the 80 to 90% of new patients succeed with your care and program. But there's a few probably that don't, right? They maybe get a little bit better or don't, and they have to be referred out or they have to seek other types of care. Same thing with these marketing agencies. So one unrealistic thing that I've seen with chiropractors and other business owners is just having this expectation that, hey, if I hire you, you better produce. And if you don't, then you're terrible and you don't know anything about marketing. Well, that is not true, because if they have an overall high success rate like you did in chiropractic, it just means for whatever reasons, for maybe factors beyond their control, it just did not work for your business and their approach. Okay. And so you just got to be fair and just move on to the next company that could be a better fit for you. Okay. So that is it for this episode. The point being, with the internet being such a strong presence in the world today and being really honestly just a great resource and source of new patients for us, you should run Google ads and you should run Facebook ads, just knowing when to run those types of ads. All right. This is Dr. John Lee with the Alpha Mega Biz Dev podcast. If you do have more questions regarding this topic or marketing in general or other systems in chiropractic business, Alpha Mega Consulting has a comprehensive program that basically takes it from A to Z. And so reach out. We'd love to get on a call with you to see if our service and our program will fit your needs. to help you build your dream practice. But till next time, Dr. Lee, and I'll see you then.